You may be asking yourself, what is this thing? And more importantly, what is all this stuff? Well, this stuff is called thatch. So thatch is essentially dead grass, right? So it's a layer of grass on top of the dirt that's dead. Weeds, grass, leaves, pine straw, sticks, you name it. It's all part of this layer of thatch. Now, how do you get rid of it? Well, in the fall, a lot of times you'll rake it up with leaves and whatnot, you know, just kind of cleaning up your yard. It kind of scrapes up a little bit, but over time, and this sod here is about 5 years old now, it just compacts so much where even raking it, it's like not only just straight physical labor, but it's not going to get a lot of it. So introducing this right here, because we live in 2025, technology, this right here is the Greenworks 14-inch powered AC dethatcher and scarifier. This Greenworks right here off of Amazon, there's an AC option here, right? So you can just plug it straight in to the wall, never have to worry about it. But you do have to worry about a long cable now that comes with a cable holder, right? Like a little grabber there that you can loop a cable through here and hook it on, which is fine. There's also a battery option that is a rechargeable battery option that's more money, almost twice the price. So give and take, I'm not sure if the battery is going to last as big of the project you have is something to consider. This has the cord in the way, but if you go and put all the cord on one side of your property and start on that side and go back and forth and back and forth, typically the cable is not going to get in the way. And I ran this thing nonstop the entire backyard. Going back and forth took maybe 45 minutes, if that. And because the key here is to go slow. What this is doing, in fact, is this right here is the dethatcher attachment, and it's unplugged, so we're all safe here. Bunch of little hooks, right? And I'll show you a quick switch out for the scarifier, but the dethatcher portion of this tool is only for dethatching. So you're grabbing up all of the dead grass and spitting it out in two ways, all right? Whereas the scarifier is going to be digging, or you can go and grade stuff, which is cool. So this is a power tool that helps save your back, save your energy, save your arms from digging or raking. This might help you there with a couple of little caveats. And the two ways it does dethatch or scarify, although scarify is usually going to be digging up dirt or gardening or something. But with the dethatcher, you open up this flap here, comes with a bag. Now, this bag, honestly, it's not useless. If you have a very small patch of green, it's going to be fine, but this is not a mower, this is the dethatcher. So you're scooping up all this thatch, dumping it into the bag, but it's not filling this bag. It's filling it about halfway until it just can't chuck any more thatch over the hump that is being built on the bottom of this bag here, right? So you're tossing all of this thatch into this bag, then you go and have to lift it up, carry it over somewhere and dump it into piles. Now, if you use this method, you're only gonna get about 25 yards and then having to take this out. So if you have like this type of a size of a backyard, you're gonna go back and forth, you know, however many times, 20 times. That means you're taking this out 20 times, walking it somewhere. The option that I choose to do, and it actually seems to be more efficient, is to just leave the bag out of here, because the dethatcher itself is now have an opened part on the bottom here, and all the thatch spits out. It doesn't get clogged up, because it sometimes gets clogged up. So if it's clogged up and you don't take that bag out quick enough, you're going to have a little bit more problem with efficiency on getting a lot of that thatch out, and it's going to kind of bunch up here and slow the machine down, cause issues, things like that, right? But if you have it like this, you're gonna spit it all out, and you have two ways to do it. You can either rake it up, so raking, or using a lawnmower, going through and sucking it up into that vacuum type of setup, into your own lawnmower bag, which is typically a little bit bigger. Or what I like to do is take a blower and just blow all of it to like the side of the yard, and then either rake it or blow it out into a pile and dispose of it properly. So that's the way how it kind of works on dethatching, all right? Now, with putting this together, not too bad. It's also very light. Putting it together, maybe 15 minutes if I really kind of tried. It wasn't too bad. You really just have to kind of look at the picture, because the instructions, as you might think, for something like this off of Amazon, made in China, was less than ideal.
Oh, you! Oh! Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Don't nobody understand the words that are coming out of your mouth, man.
So look at the box, look at the picture, and be like, oh, good. The bolts go, you know, parallel to the bar. This straps in nice. Don't over tighten these, they'll crack. Those kind of things come to mind, which is good. It does come with a couple of tools, like something to switch out the Scarifier from the actual dethatcher. Let me get my first form out of the way, because I want to show you guys it has 5 settings. And beyond switching out the Scarifier and the dethatcher, this is the only real kind of mechanism you have beyond starting, which I'll show you that in a second. You have 5 settings, and you can see the higher up it is, the less it's going to concentrate hitting the grass. Now, this being the highest setting actually does maybe about a ½ an inch off of the bottom of this table. And then the deeper you go, the deeper it's going to be flinging these guys under here. All right, now you want to be careful. You don't want to just run over rocks and mulch and things like that. Obviously, you want to take care of your tools and keep them functioning, but these are simple little twisted, little almost like spring-like mechanisms you can kind of see there, and they simply just whisk up the grass, and it's spinning like so, going a forward motion, right? And that actually helps pull you along, but you do want to take your time, because like any good job with a tool, take your time, because this one in particular is going to work better if you're walking very slow and scooping up the thatch, but not too slow where you destroy your grass. And that's something to kind of keep an eye on. Don't go super low first off. Maybe start at like 1. I like to be at about 2. But start at like 1, maybe 0 if it's like really high grass or it's bumpy. This also will help grade and level your lawn, which is kind of interesting. So just kind of be careful there. I found some low spots, and now I can go back that they didn't catch with this. I'll go back and either lower this all the way down, or go and dethatch by hand and add some dirt and kind of level it off a little bit. Here's a little Allen key that this comes with, and this simply is used to loosen this one bolt. This is really the only other adjustment you'd ever have to do is go in here and switch this out if you wanted to. Also, might be good to clean this once in a while thoroughly. Go through if you picked up any hair or string or something, but it's on a bearing, kind of see. Then you can go and switch out for the Scarifier here, which again is something that is not going to be as much for thatch, but it's something we could use it as a tool to simply set in here and rock and roll. I might use it to grade some spots here. I do have to do some plugging to kind of clean up some dead spots in the grass. It's been a few years since I've done too much other than just standard aeration and all that, but fertilization, aeration, regular mowing, watering, things like that. This is Bermuda grass. This works really well. I will say this is obviously much cheaper than renting something like this. You can get the dethatcher and the aerator kind of combo and the heavy machine. You can rent those, but this is something you can keep at home. Use it once or twice a year. It's April right now, 2025. So this might be something to use maybe once in the spring, maybe once in the middle of summer, and give your lawn a good watering, and just kind of making sure you can kind of clean up as much of that dead grass as you can and make room for the new grass to grow. Starting this is pretty simple. You're just going to take your power cord here, all right, plug it in. Has this hanger that we installed earlier during the installation. Simply pull through, hook on, and then you'd want to probably hold on to this, but you don't have to if you don't want to. I also clipped on that tool we talked about, little Allen key there, simply to start this up. You want to make sure all your cables are clear. Setting is where you want it. Push this start button on the side, right here, push it in, pull down. Has an emergency stop, which is also the off switch there, and it won't start again without holding that button in. So pretty safe, and obviously you don't want to run over any drains or things like that, and avoid like dog crap and things you don't really want to get caught up in there and kind of mess around with stuff, of course, like rocks and mulch and things like that. But it seems to work pretty good. Can't complain. Just got to clean this up. I'm going to find a reason to use this too, but I think I might use it for some grading and just kind of cleaning up some areas before I start using a plugging kind of method where I plug the grass from a fresh, healthy spot and put it into a spot that's a little more dead, get that kind of cleaned up. But this thing seems to work pretty well, even as just a simple electric tool, very lightweight, so it's not a heavy duty machine by any means, but for what I need it for kind of cleaning up the lawn here and there, maybe having some room for some fresh dirt, some leveling, maybe some sand, fertilizer, grass seed, you name it. This is the tool to kind of help start a baseline for doing the bare minimum to keep your lawn healthy. That's really what I want to do. I'm not a guy going out here with scissors and some chemical sticks to kind of check to kind of see the ammonia levels and nitrogen levels and all that. What I want to know is just, will the grass grow? Does it have room to grow? Am I doing the bare minimum to make sure that it fills in nicely and that we can clean up any dead spots and pee spots for the dogs and things like that? Thanks so much for watching, guys. Links for everything you've seen will be down below. Make sure you wear your eyes, possibly ear protection. I was wearing AirPod Pros for a long time, cutting out the noise because that electric hum and the roar of the motor isn't as bad as gas, but it's good to protect your ears, and honestly, something with some eye pro is great, but then also maybe some shoe protection. I always get hit by rocks and sticks and you name it, maybe some metal or something in your yard. You don't really know that you hit something. You don't want to get kind of hit in the foot with some flip-flops on or something. So make sure you wear some protection to kind of help, just like you would for any other yard work type of job like this. So thanks again for watching. If you have any questions, hit them down in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer them. As always, take care of the ones you love. Those are the ones that matter, and we'll see you in the next review.